You love comics.
I love comics.
Little spin here. Do you have a little place in your heart for old Hanna Barbera cartoons?
I got a big place in my heart for Hanna Barbera.
Come on,
Saturday morning,
Wilma, yes.
Wacky Racers,
Oh my gosh,
Math
yes.
Olympics. Oh, that was good stuff. Scooby-Doo.
My childhood is just so happy right now. Wacky Racers. I'm Jack Lutz.
Troy Stegner.
Another edition of Talk Nerd and Me starts now, and the topic of discussion here, and you can take point on this here, because I hate to point this out. You're a little older than me. You remember more of this than I do. You really do. I came in more of like the late 80s, early 90s, Saturday morning.
Reruns.
Right, the reruns. You got to see the original.
First time.
Yeah, first runs of Hanna Barbera. And Hanna Barbera right now is having a rebirth of its own.
Yeah, I guess now. DC has rights to some of those titles.
Yeah.
And they're modernizing them, much the same way that Archie's being modernized. Like I said, Wacky Racers, they now have Wacky Raceland.
Cool.
It's like Wacky Racers meets Mad Max. It's the Wacky Racers post-apocalyptic war.
That's so out there.
They're drawn more realistic. Muttley has some kind of bionic thingy on his head where he can... Yeah, and Dick Dastardly, of course, and if you beat him, he's going to beat you up at the bar.
Wow, what?
Yeah, it's very...
Far stretch from the Saturday morning cartoons we were used to.
Basically, if you take Mad Max and rename them all with Wacky Racer names, is what it is.
Now, they've come out with new Flintstone books, too.
Yes, and actually, the artwork for the design on those characters was Amanda Connor.
Okay.
Which, you know... Harley Quinn. She's the artist for Harley Quinn. So it's got more of that Harley Quinn style artwork in it. More of a modern Flintstones type story.
Yeah, I got to see the first issue that they did with Fred Flintstone on the cover, and it looked very superhero-esque.
Yeah.
That they're spoofing a comic cover. And Fred... Okay, thoughts on this though, as you can talk amongst yourselves, that they look more realistic now, Fred Flintstone and the rest of the Flintstone family. You know, I mean, we're not talking about like John Goodman realistic. We're talking about more bulky.
He's more weightlifter bulky than fat bulky. Yeah.
So again, this is the 2016 rebirth of Hanna Barbera and their universe, which is under the DC banner, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it because, again, what's old is new. The more things change, the more they stay the same. We saw this in the 90s with a rebirth with Looney Tunes when they got popular again. If you remember, people were wearing T-shirts of Looney Tunes and baggy shorts and baggy jeans.
Or with the sports teams on the Looney Tunes.
Sports teams, remember that. So why can't Hanna-Barbera get their turn now?
Well, Scooby-Doo, it's Scooby-Doo Apocalypse.
Yeah.
And again, it's after apocalyptic war. Completely new backstories on these guys.
Yeah.
Fred and Daphne. Which one was the hot one? Daphne?
Velma.
Thelma's the hot one?
I like them both. I think they're both hot. Do they make an excuse? Do they tell you why they always disappeared together?
In this retelling, they both worked on the same reality show. So that's why they were always together. Shaggy worked at a research facility where they did research on animals.
On him.
He was like the janitor. And Velma, whichever one the smart one is, I think is Velma.
Hold on.
She was one of the...
Let's edit this. Hold on, we're going to get to the bottom of this.
The characters over there.
No, Velma is the one with the glasses. Daphne is the hot one.
Daphne's the hot one. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, you got Velma, the smart one. She's one of the scientists at the research facility. Scooby happens to be one of the test subjects. And they've outfitted him with something where he can communicate in emojis only. So Shaggy breaks him out. Velma is trying to track him down. And Fred and Daphne.
How do you forget Daphne? The hot one. Again, they're both hot.
They're trying to get their reality show a boost to get back on the air. And that's when Apocalypse hits. Well, they're all at the same county fair. So then they get together. They don't have the mystery van anymore. It's like a military grade vehicle. And artwork, Jim Lee.
Jim Lee's doing the artwork.
Shaggy's all hipster, but he's got like a full sleeve tattoo. It's modern.
Yeah.
I want to say there was 4. Oh, Future Quest.
All right. Johnny Quest?
Johnny Quest.
Johnny Quest.
Well, this one's a mashup of a bunch of them.
Uh-huh.
You got Johnny Quest and Haji
Yeah.
run into some war in the swamps between the Space Rangers and some evil villain to be named. So you got Space Ghost. It's probably the Mantis.
Space Ghost was always my favorite, by the way.
But you also got the Herculoids and a bunch of other ones mixed into Future Quest. That's probably my least favorite of the new ones.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards Scooby.
Yeah, with hipster Shaggy. Show him one more time. Hipster Shaggy.
Shaggy with the full sleeves. And Scooby talking in emojis, rather than a roo.
Will he eventually talk, though? I need a talking Scooby.
Maybe
People need a talking Scooby.
maybe Velma can hook him up with a voice modulator.
Yeah, I'd like to hook up with Velma.
Velma's the...
She's the nerdy one, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't kick her out
All
either.
about it. All about it. God, this took a turn. Hanna Barbera making another comeback, making a rebirth here. This has been the story. That's been
Can we say that?
Yeah.
That's DC Comics.
That's
we can say
DC,
that.
of course. Hanna Barbera rebirth.
Hanna Barbera reboot. It's not a reboot.
It's not a reboot. It's a rebirth.
Jeff Johns liked these stories, but there was something missing.
Oh, all right. That'll do it for another edition of Talk Nerdy to Me. Your thoughts on the Hanna Barbera rebirth? What do you think about hipster Shaggy and Scooby talking in emojis and soon to be hashtags?
Dick Dastardly Mad Max.
Your thoughts on that? Of course, you can always follow us on our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can check us out with the El Paso Herald Post, and you can check out our Alamo Drafthouse movie reviews too. So that'll do it for another edition of Talk Nerdy to Me. I'm Jack Lutz.
Troy Stegner.
Good night.
Sleep tight.